Be sure to go to flipsidegaming.com and use promo code 6 for 10% off on orders over $10. It's a good deal and helps support the show. What is up, Planeswalkers? Theoric 6 back with some more Magic the Gathering Arena. It's a Tuesday. I'm recording late because once again I forgot to record beforehand. I'm playing Bolas because, one, I love Bolas, and enough people were fine with the fact that I want to play Bolas once a week, so we're playing Bolas once a week. I don't know if I'll make it just like Bolas Wednesdays or... tomorrow's Wednesday. Time is weird. We might make it Bolas Wednesdays. I don't know if we're going to do it the same day each week, but I'll probably be playing Bolas in ranked every week. And the reason for that is severalfold. One, I really love playing Bolas Control. It is just my fucking jam. I absolutely love it. It's a ton of fun for me to play. Second, it is best of 3 content, and right now it's kind of the only best of 3 content I make, other than when I'm just copying another meta deck that you should only I should only really show off as a best of 3 deck. So I wanted to make sure that people who liked best of 3 were still getting something relatively consistently, even if it is the same deck. And then 3, of course, I need to fucking like try and show that I'm good at the game by ranking up this damn season. I never have time because I'm always playing other decks. So hopefully this literally increasing the hell out of the amount of times I'm playing Bolas should hopefully showcase a little bit more of what I can actually do when I'm playing seriously. Also, a lot of people do really like the very detailed description way that I play Bolas. So hopefully that will be something that's nice too. There are going to be fewer memes in videos like this, but a lot more analytical discussion, and hopefully that can help even slightly. Because I'm planning on playing this constantly over this month, I'm not going to go over all of the individual cards. I've talked about this deck before. I've been playing Bolas since Arena came out, essentially. And I still hope that Wizards changes their mind about Historic and gives me back Godfair Bolas, but, who knows if that'll work. Oh, already on it. Cool. Yeah, so I didn't do any practice games with Bolas because the practice games really are there to help me actually be able to play the deck somewhat consistently. And a lot of people don't realize the amount of cognitive effort it takes to play a different deck every single day. To learn a deck's mechanics every single day, how that interacts with the other decks that you're playing against. And also being able to actually have decent, I'm not going to say good, I don't think I make good commentary, but to have decent commentary regarding the plays that you're making and how those plays interact with the meta and things like that. So, hopefully this will show a little bit more about how good a player I am, or maybe I'm not. Going up against someone who's addicted to soda, that's very bad for you, he says as he drinks flavored water. Delicious. So here we have a pretty decent start. We've got some removal if our opponent is more aggressive. We've got a good old-fashioned Thought Erasure and Search for Azcanta if our opponent is more on the control-y side. And our mana situation is pretty decent. Now, we don't have double black, so we can't actually use Cry just yet. But being able to use Thought Erasure and or Search for Azcanta to facilitate the top of our deck being a black source is very helpful. And of course, since we're keeping 3 mana, there's always that chance that we just don't draw more lands because the deck hates us. But let's see what color my opponent is on. Green-white, interesting. Another Thought Erasure makes me really love turn 2 Thought Erasure into turn 3 Thought Erasure, especially depending on what our opponent has here. So they're a tokens deck, which means Cry the Carnarium is totally fine. So I think it's just take Corpse Knight. I mean, honestly, I could let them have Corpse Knight. But I think I just take Corpse Knight, take Ironroot Warlord. I was going to say my opponent might actually top deck another relatively strong card by the time, and I can deal with Corpse Knight, although I can't guarantee deal with it. Well, no, if nothing else, I can just Angrath Rampage to kill it. I'll still kill Corpse Knight. Okay, cool. So we have another black source. So the plan is going to be play that black source tapped and play Thought Erasure. I assume I'm going to play a Sapling Migration here. Do I even need to Thought Erasure? Honestly, I don't think I do. No, I want to make sure that my opponent doesn't play the Iron Root Warlord. That's what it was. Conclave Tribunal, sure. This Chandra I will keep. And we'll go ahead and play this tapped. And our opponent, hopefully, will just play out this migration. Sure. I could have played Steam Vents tapped instead to show... Actually, that's probably what I should have done. I should have played the Steam Vents tapped, because then it wouldn't have given my opponent the potential information that I had anything. Yep. Do you play the migration? They do. Okay, fantastic. So our opponent is now in a situation that isn't fantastic. I'll end up playing the Search for Azcanta, most likely, even though it'll probably just get hit by a Conclave Tribunal, because I want to make sure that Chandra wouldn't be getting hit by a Conclave Tribunal. So our opponent is pretty easily on Abzan Tokens, and our deck should be pretty fine against that. They gave us information there by playing the Shrine as opposed to the Plains, but they didn't want to take the 2 damage. I will say that in general, against control, the first few bits of damage you can take. You know, that 2 life against me is likely not going to matter, but that information may have, right? So here, I expect Plains into Tribunal on my Azcanta, which is totally fine with me. Sure. So if I tap take a land, I can Chandra and deal with their 1/1s, but honestly, I don't even know if I would. That's an interesting situation there. Angrath Rampage. So this implies to me that they... Well, no, because they only have 1 green, and they tapped both of their creatures. So I'm assuming this is going to be the 4-mana Saproling Burst, or whatever the hell it is. The instant that gives them 3 Saprolings. Which means I don't really care about individual Tyrant Scorn. No. And I would much rather have another land so I can play Chandra. They didn't have that. Okay, they're just letting me have Search for Azcanta, I guess, until... I guess just until I can flip it. Now, do I just want to use a cast down here? No, the 2 damage is still fine. I do need to be a little afraid of this deck, because it can get out of hand relatively quickly. You know, Tristanis and shit like that. Can lead to bad situations. Kicked Migration, sure. So here I really want to get, a land here. That's a land, even though I'm taking 2 for it, that's still a land. And I will lose my Chandra to this Conclave Tribunal, but I have... Yes, I have an active Search for Azcanta. I still have 2 removal spells in my hand. We're in an okay position. And it would also mean that they're not really doing anything for their board. Now, Conclave Tribunal is something that we can't really deal with in this deck. We can't interact with enchantments, because, you know, we're good old-fashioned Grixis, not exactly known as enchant removal center. Graveyard. I don't need additional land here. Bolas is nice. And we'll just Bolas plus. Now, they could obviously raise the alarm or whatever. But that's fine. I assume they're just going to get rid of their planes here. That was a mistake. I don't know what's in their deck, but they have plenty of white mana here. I really think they should have just got rid of the basic planes. Like, I feel like quintuple white is less valuable than double green. Sure, I will keep this on top. And I will just go ahead and do this. I'm gonna do this first for several reasons, but the main one being, I want it so that they can't actually use what's in their hands, but for discarding with Bolas. So here, I think I'm just going to plus again, force my opponent to get rid of something. This is the best, but it's still fine. Yep. Then honestly, I could just cast this down at instant speed if I want. So we're in a pretty good position here. So they're on 4 mana, so they can't even Tristani. They could Conclave Tribunal, Ironroot Warlord. That's totally fine with me, because it will die. They're obviously not going to attack here. This is a Knight, a Soldier. That's what I expected. So I'm just going to go ahead and cast one of these down. I have 6 in there. I'm going to keep Narset on top. I like Narset. Narset's cool. The question is, do I go ahead and Rampage them? Yeah, sure. How much is this? 5? Okay. Now I'm going to Narset first. Narset first makes the most sense. Because I don't know if I want to minus yet with Bolas.
I have practiced against many. I have just the trick for this.
Alright, well. Might as well minus now. And I'll just do one of these. There we go. Okay, so going first, and our opponent not being on a super aggressive hand is great for us. The question, though, is they do go pretty wide. They do have a decent number of non-creature spells, so I think Negate, honestly, probably fine. I don't think I love Duress. Legion's End's great. Ingress Rampage, I think, is pretty bad, because the sacrificing doesn't matter all that much. Disfigure, like, there's definitely an argument that could be made, but 1-for-1 removal against a token deck I don't think is great. Duress is similar to Negate, but I prefer, like, if I'm going against a deck that has some non-creature spells, what I tend to do is just bring in Negate because of the fact that if I am in top deck mode and I top deck Duress, right? If my opponent and I are in top deck mode and I top deck Duress, Duress essentially is dead, right? But if I top deck Negate, I can hold that Negate, and if they draw a non-creature spell, then I can use it, right? Once you get to a certain point, Duress is not useful in a deck that doesn't have a ton of instant sorceries. Sorceress Azcanta is possibly just not needed. Bloodstone doesn't matter. Chandra, do I want to bring Chandra? I don't think so. No, I think I'm just going to run this back. And luckily we won the first game, so if things go bad here, I can reevaluate. I can't get fucking Walkman by Tiny Meat Gang out of my damn head. We ain't good. I'm a fat man. Think of chewing drugs like Pac-Man. TMG. On your walk, man. If you don't fucking with it, you can take a walk, man. Take a walk. Hey. Take a walk. Shit's funny. So today I had my second day of stats class. Just a lot of review for right now. For what it's worth, I am totally fine with just like learning the same or similar concepts multiple times. I'm adjusting my chair, shut up. Because, you know, you don't learn something, at least in my opinion, or at least for me, you don't learn something with one exposure to it. It takes repeated exposure to drill something, you know, into your mind so you can actively use it later on. This hand is fine. Legion's End can be very helpful at dealing with a high density token situation. The mana base, you know, a little bit too much mana here, but that's okay. We can turn 2 Erasure, turn 3 Narset in many cases. And I'm inclined to play Temple of Epiphany early to kind of make sure that we don't flood out early. Flooding out later in the game is less of an issue, but flooding out early, we really want to make sure that we can destabilize them early on, because they are an aggressive deck in this matchup. And an aggressive deck... No, thank you. An aggressive deck that we can destabilize like tokens, it relies on a lot of synergy with itself, so it won't be as bad. So I think here I'm just going to Tyrant Scorn that. I guess Tyrant Scorn can kill... Tyrant Scorn can also kill the Iron Root Man. So it might be better to do that. Because that dies to Cry the Carnarium, which I can also play next turn. So I think I would rather take 4 total damage by playing this and letting this live. And just see what's in my opponent's hand, take the best card from them. So I have an Amara and a Benalia. I think I just take the Benalia here. Next turn my opponent cannot play Amara and Legion. Which Oh yeah, like all of their... Okay, that's interesting. They can't play History of Benalia, but I'm still going to take it, and I don't need that yet, no. Okay. So, I assume they'll play Amara, and playing Amara is just death to Cry, and then they probably play Legions. Let's see, if they play a land... No, okay. I don't know if they played Legions or Amara. Should have played Legions, I think. For what it's worth, you know, having Amara down early is better. But the Cry of the Carnarium is pretty helpful here. You know, my opponent has functionally one card in hand. We don't know what these two are. But we have Tyrant, Scorn, Legion's End. Like, both of these are pretty decent. We can play one of these tapped and have a Narset out. Uncontested, looks like. I mean, this 1/1 is going to make it so she can't stick around a second time, but I don't care about the second time. So we're going to play one of these tapped. Doesn't actually matter. Although I do err on the side of playing black for Bolas. Excuse me. And I will grab a Chandra. I have the mana to cast the Chandra, and Chandra just destroys the tokens. So I assume Narset is going to go down to 2 here. That's fine. Sure. This is sorcery, right? Yeah. So I could get hit by this once, and then the following turn I can exile both of them. Which wouldn't be a 2-for-1, it would just be a 1-for-1. Sapling Migration. How much is that? It's for 6. I feel like my opponent maybe should have kept that. Oh, they're not going towards Narset. Interesting. I mean, for what it's worth, I think that's the correct decision. So let us Narset.
Meditate and prepare.
Now here I do want to stop them from being able to get Legion's Landing. Which I think it's fine, right? If I'm getting Chandra anyway, Chandra sweeps this shit up too. So I think I'm just going to Legion's End these tokens. Yeah. Do I play another Narset? No. I don't need to risk the life loss from playing another Narset. So I'm going to get rid of these. I get to see their hand, but their hand is empty. They'll get another one of these, but next turn I can just play Chandra, wipe their board. Even if they play a Loxodon, I still get to wipe the majority of their board. The Loxodon then would be able to take out Chandra, but then I have Bolas to take out the Loxodon, so we would still be in a pretty decent position. And here they can't flip Legion's Landing because this just came in. Sure. And I think my opponent is correct by just continually attacking me. They're not going to get far in this game going after my Planeswalkers. But unfortunately, the early Cry of the Carnarium just was able to decimate their situation. And, I mean, that's you know, why you play it. Go and play a Chandra. Probably kill their stuff. My opponent may have brought in a
I know who I am, and no one is telling me
intervention. Nope. So they could have brought in Battle Formation or something like that. The 2 and a white instant that has Addendum. Or wait, is the Addendum is what gives it indestructibility? I'm not sure. That makes soldiers, so I'm not too worried. That pretty much does nothing. I'm at 9, so I do need to be careful about how much life I'm losing. Because I can still... This is currently my game to lose. And being at 9 is still relatively risky. My opponent obviously can still do something like Venerate Loxodon. Sisay, she's protection from abilities, right? Yeah, so not spells. So I can actually kill her with spells. Going after Chandra for 1. I guess... Oh, okay, that's why. It's so that I can't do my -E shenanigans. But I can still just kill... Destroy target creature. Yep, you can die. Thank you. I'm going to play this tapped. And let's see. So I can cast down one of these buggers. Then being restricted on white is pretty good for me. But, so I can kill one of these and then kill another one, which is not the best. but I really don't like being at 8. And I still have Bolas in hand. I still have another Narset for value. Like, I'm not going to win this game fast. I'm going to, like, the longer this game goes on, the better position I'm pretty sure I am in. I could be wrong, but that's just the way I play it, very conservatively. Try to make sure I don't die at every cost. I'm definitely the type of person who looks more for making sure I don't die as opposed to a person who's looking for that window where you shift into winning. And there've actually been games that have where I've done that have led me to losses. But I've had more success than not. Confirmation bias is a bitch, so people usually only notice when bad things happen. So this Shanna I actually currently can't kill. But I guess I can Bolas in -3. My opponent currently has access to 7 cards. This is a little greedy. I think I'm going to do this. Darn. I could have played Narset. Okay. So there's still a situation in which I... well, no, I don't think they can buff Shanna up that high. So they could play Tristani here. That would buff Shanna by 3-4. Put her to 5. She could kill Bolas. Although then I would be able to Chandra to kill most things except for Tristani. But Tristani is just a 1-power creature. Conclave Tribunal, I assume on the Bolas? Yes.
Will be painful.
And I assume... So once again, you go after Chandra. I'm not sure I agree with that, but... You know, whatevs.
I train every day. No, with thoughtfulness before action.
Bedevil, Thought Erasure, negate. I'll take a Bedevil. But I mean, if my opponent is just attacking my Chandra, then I don't really have to care too much. Okay, attacking my face. I'm at 7. What do you got? Alright, well. So that would have been able to take Bedevil, so I was like, sure. They were correct in attacking first, because if they played Duress first, then I would have killed their creature, and they wouldn't have dealt the single damage to me. Luckily, they're not getting much information on what I may or may not have sideboarded. Because I think I saw most of these in the first game, right? Oh, wow, and a Ritual of Soot to but. Once again, Bedevil's fine. And this should be a 1 game at this point.
Looks like someone's getting a little sweaty.
They play an annoying creature, a single annoying creature, I kill it with Bedevil. They play a spread, Ritual of Soot, and they're taking 3 a turn, which is going to keep rising, so this should be fine. This should be a 1 situation. And we're at 25 minutes. I'm going to try and make sure I have 2 matches in every video with Bolas. Even if that means it's going to be like an hour-long video. Just because I want to make sure that I'm still giving the breadth of content, even when I'm doing a deep content, like Best of 3. Okay. Epsilon greater than 0. Sure. Ooh, his hand is not the best. Ooh, it's so close. If either of those were Shocklands, I'd probably keep it. Because we have Search, which allows us to make sure the top of our deck is kind of what we want. We have Thought Erasure to do the same, as well as do something to their hand if they're not a creature deck. But if they are a creature deck, we still have 2 pieces of target removal early on. So, you know, looking at this hand, it is a 6-card hand, right? Bedevil is technically far enough away that we can't really count it. This is still a 6-card hand. It is an okay 6-card hand. The question is, do I want to mulligan? If my opponent is on anything that's remotely aggressive, you know, mono red, fucking, what's the, vampires, you know, anything like that, I'm likely to lose. But if they're on anything slow, I should be okay. I think I'm going to go ahead and keep this. Probably is incorrect. I'm not going to lie. It's probably incorrect, but I'm very curious to see. And we played Drowned Catacombs on turn 1 because Sulfur Falls, right? We need a specific land in order to play Thought Erasure. With Drowned Catacomb, any of our lands in the deck, we would be able to use for Thought Erasure. So this could be Flash, could be Flyers, could be Pirates. Could also be mono blue. Fuck, it's mono blue. I hate this goddamn deck. So I'm going to play this tap and just pass the turn and hope my opponent messes up. Okay. Target it now. It's going to get dive downed. Or just a counterspell. But I do this now in hopes that I can get Spellbreakers. Okay. In hopes that I can catch them off on my turn. Now, drawing another land would be great because I could Thought Erasure into cast down. Terramander. That has to be a dive down, man. Fuck. Do this on their upkeep, which is probably what I should have done last time. Not let them draw. Yep, they still have it. I assume it's dive down. Yep. We're forcing them to use this on their turn, meaning that they have less mana to work with. To, say, put out a Djinn. I mean, if they put out a Djinn here, that's fine, because I can just cast this down. I would love to top deck a land. Not a land! And this is exactly why I hate this deck. Because you misstep once and you're fucked. And because I didn't have the untapped lands, wasn't able to kill the Sailor. And now it's just constant. Although, you know, now they only have 1 mana. If I can draw a land, I can Thought Erasure into cast down. But I mean, as you can see, we're already at 10. Mono blue, I just hate. I'm going to try and remove it again. So keeping the 2-lander was absolutely incorrect. Can at least kill that. I don't like that the autopass still doesn't work. Yeah, no, that's game. Note to self, less greed. Disfigure is great, negate is great, duress is great. Ego, maybe. Legion's End's fine. Rampage is actually fine. Tyrant Scorn is fine. Carnarium, fine. Narset's fine. Chandra's slow. Bolas is slow. Azcanta is slow. I think this is fine. If I do this, though, I only have the 3 boluses as my win condition, which may be insufficient. This is inevitability, which is why I prefer it over a Bolas here. It is a turn slower. However, it can remove things. It itself can't be countered, and the +2, as soon as I hit the +2 on them, as long as I don't die, they will. Whereas with Bolas can be removed, and then I don't have that. So let's try this. We're going first here, which is nice. I can't wait till rotation, just because I hate mono blue. This hand. This hand. This has a cast down and Legion's End immediately. But technically this is a 4-card hand. God damn it, I want to keep this. Let me know in the comments. Would you keep this hand? So if I keep it and I don't draw lands for a while, I still have blue and black, which are the most common colors for removal in the deck. I can't keep this, right? This is a better hand. I don't want them to think I have anything. Ritual of Soot's nice. So if they play a Sailor, it dies. It's an opt. We got Bedevils. We get a Ritual of Soot. It's pretty helpful. Strong Timer, sure. See if they let this happen. Cool. Removal is removal. I'm not going to play that because I assume it gets spell pierced. Opt? Sure. Now the nice thing about dealing with mono blue is that if you can make sure that they don't have a creature, a stable creature, then, oh my gosh, opponent... You're just giving it to me. Then they're in a much worse of position. Might as well play Narset here.
I know 88. I have just the trick for this.
I'll take a Thought Erasure. I take a Thought Erasure because I already have a single target removal, and Legions doesn't hit Jin. So they must have just drawn that, I think. Let's go ahead and use this.
Keep an open mind.
I'll take a negate. She can die, that's fine. I think I'm going to Duress here. They could counter this. Are they going to... Okay. I will counter this. Because I get to see what's in their hand. Negate... Okay, Curious Obsession, gone. And I know what's in their hand, which is a bunch of counterspells. So this is going to be potentially an issue.
My mind needs a rest.
Okay. So let's see, they have negate and spell pierce. So I'm going to force them to use negate here by taking 2. Now I do need to be careful because of this. They top decked an Obsession. Are you for real? Because they can activate this now. Okay. They needed to not have Wizard's Lightning or Essence Capture. Spell Pierce, okay. So they can activate Terramender. To have a 5/5. Gate. I think I have to block this. So they just have a negate. Take 6. So I want them to use this negate on Narset so that I can Ritual of Soot them. That was a terrible tap by the auto tapper, because now I don't have any blue.
Just meditate and prepare.
So I'm going to do this on their turn. I assume this gets protected by Storm Tamer as opposed to the negate. I don't know why you would do that. Sure. So one of these has to be a counterspell. They use 3 of their negates, and I assume that's all of them. They've used 1 of their spell pierces. Yeah, can't draw. Get bugged. A Terramander? That 1 card has to be a counterspell. And if it's specifically a spell pierce, they get fucked here. Fucking got it. They don't have haste. I think I'm going to actually leave Narset just because they could have Charter Course. I haven't seen Charter Course in these decks in a long time. But it still hurts main deck opt-in things. Storm Tamer? Sure. I have Bedevil for that. I think I have Rampage for that, actually. But I would like something more.
Put thoughtfulness before action.
We'll take another Angrath Rampage. And the reason I take another Angrath Rampage is because that can kill Tempest Djinn. Okay, so we're not out of the woods yet. We still have to win a 3rd game in which we're going 2nd. Let's see. So they have a fucking load of counterspells. A load of counterspells. Maybe I just want double Chandra, because if I get to double Chandra, then that's pretty good for me. Disfigure, Duresses, Legion's Ends, I mean, all of those seem fine. No, like, all of that seems fine. Bolas is still fine because it's a good old-fashioned blocker. I'm going 2nd, so maybe I drop 1 Cry of the Carnarium? That can't be right. Going 2nd, so negate is slightly worse. Let's try this. Obviously, I need to make it to 6 mana to play Chandra. Why are Chandras everywhere? But if I can, then Chandra could easily win the game for me. This hand's fine. This is a 6-card hand, but it's a hand that actually does things. Because I have untapped lands. So I'm pretty sure this is a pretty easy keep. And I kill on sight. That dead. Because I'm not even going to give them a chance. If they play land into whatchamacallit, then I'm fudged. We're going to do this. And I could end turn. I could Thought Erasure. I think... So if I Thought Erasure here, I could potentially get something really annoying. The issue is they could have a Merfolk Trickster. And I'd want to be able to kill a Trickster at instant speed. So I think I'm just going to pass the turn here. That could be super wrong. Interesting. So they don't have a 3rd land. Do they counter this? No, now they play Trickster. Did they top deck the Trickster? Huh, I guess possibly. So they do have Curious Obsession. They'll Spell Pierce, Unsummon, Wizard's Retort can hit that. Let's see. But if they put a Curious Obsession on it, and they don't draw a land, then it can't. So I'm going to take that Spell Pierce here. Unsummon, they can do, but, like, I don't care about Unsummon. And that allows me to have extra mana. Just in case. The reason I took Spell Pierce here, instead of the Wizard's Retort, is because if they don't draw a land, then they can't hold up Wizard's Retort. They can still hold up Unsummon, but I don't care about Unsummon. So I'm banking on them not drawing a land. If they did draw a land, which sucks. But that actually doesn't matter, because I can Thought Erase and then cast down. Yes. So either they counter this here, or I take their Wizard's Lightning. They should counter this, frankly. Unless they have another counterspell. Yet another Trickster. Huh, okay. So I can kill this, and then I just take their Curious Obsession. Yeah, this seems fine. Alternatively, I could just take their Wizard's Retort. No, I'll just take their Curious Obsession. Bedevil? Sure. Keep Bedevil. But I have to remember that they have Wizard's Retort, so. Yep, ow. So on their turn, I'm going to attempt to kill Trickster, because I want to force them to use their mana on their turn. Oh, hell yeah, bud. You can unsummon if you want. That's fine with me. So what I want them to do is I want them to immediately play their other Merfolk Trickster. Damn, I no longer want them to do that. So Bolas here gets fucked. I guess this is fine if they counter Bolas, because then I can just Ritual of Soot. Yeah, so as long as they don't top deck another counterspell, I can just play this Ritual of Soot and take out both of their creatures. And in that point, I should be in an okay position. I do still need to draw some land. I also need them really to not have a counterspell, please. Okay, one more land, I get a Chandra. If I untap, I can have a negate. Terramander. Terramander is frightening. So they can use Terramander here. Fuck. Shit. I needed that land. Wait, what? 3? Oh, it's 8! Okay. So now they can use it. It's all their mana, so I need a land now. This works. I'm gonna Duress first. Okay. I still have negate, so if they play this, and I draw land... This game thinks it's funny. Darn. I definitely admit some of those plays in there were mistakes. The fuck is this nonsense? I don't like this cat. I don't use this cat. Get this shit out of my face. Mastery tree. Let's get Omnath, I guess. Sure. Claim. Yeah, I don't care. Cool. I'm not gonna buy any packs. No, I'm not going to buy any packs because I want to save up for Throne of Eldraine. Spoilers have started. I will do some spoiler videos. However, today is Tuesday and I got out of class at 7, so nah. I do hope you've enjoyed the Bolas stuff, and I hope you actually do like that. I'm going to be playing this constantly. Let me know if there's if it's too dry, if I'm just talking too much about the games and there's no like jokes at all. Let me know if there's a certain aspect of the game that I might be missing or taking for granted or something that you would like me to talk about. Yeah, let me know. I'd like to, of course, thanks my lovely patrons, especially Salamander, Zin, Rexel, Croft, and Furry God for the continued support. If you'd like to join them in supporting the channel, you can find links to that down in the description below. Or you can press that join button, become a channel member today. Down in the description, you'll find links to my Aetherp account where I host all my deck lists, including this one, as well as my Discord server where we chat and play games. I do hope you've enjoyed the Bolas video. And I hope you continue enjoying Bolas content. If you do, go ahead and tap that like button, add subscription to your mana pool, cast a comment in the comment section down below, pass the turn, and the vid to some of your friends, and of course, until next time, I'll be one.